Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here from the Knife Center, coming at you from Blade Show 2022 at the Demko Knives booth with the man himself, Andrew Demko.
How are you?
Doing great, man.
Good.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Well, we got some cool stuff to talk about. First thing, I'll mention this right at the top. If you guys were paying attention to our channel earlier this week, we saw the 3V 20.5s hit the site in titanium, as well as the Knife Center exclusives with 3V and Grivery. We're sold out of the Shark's Foot version with titanium here at the moment. We might be getting some more at some point. But you can check those things out now, and you can check out some of this stuff we're about to look at, hopefully real soon. I'll throw it over to you. What do we got here?
So let's just talk quickly about this
Sure.
titanium. The big upgrade, obviously, is titanium. 3V, my favorite steel. That's why we went with 3V. There's other cool steels I love. Maybe we'll get to those. 3V's my thing.
Well, when we started speccing out the exclusive, it's like, what do we want? We want 3V.
Yes.
Like that was the right answer immediately.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the other great feature is it has a logo that really emulates exactly our standard logo we use in-house. Not the same size, but so it upgrades from the standard Grivery had the logo that was
Molded
engraved,
in.
you know, and when you're doing all this work, you might as well go that extra mile and get that real cool look. So we're real happy about that. And
especially the folks that are going to go in and customize.
Yes.
They're still going to have that nice, awesome pivot lira.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then that'll be a good distinction between the aftermarket stuff, which is cool, and the original Demko titanium stuff.
Yeah.
So with that, I had an opportunity to make that same exact knife in Damascus.
Looks
And
fantastic.
it is beautiful. Real quickly, what happened was my manufacturer, he made some for himself because he loves the knife.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I need some
You need
now.
some of that.
So we got a very small quantity of that.
Yeah.
So 3V blade, Damascus, both going to be available in Shark's Foot and in clip point.
3V on both of those.
3V,
right?
yes. And
Very
those will probably not be made again. I mean, I'm not making any promises. That's not a sales pitch. But
Right.
yeah, they're going to be cool and they're going to be
with
rare.
the cost of that material right off
Yes.
the bat, it's kind of you don't go to the buffet for second helpings on that all the time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So
that looks great.
it's beautiful. I can't believe how nicely it's made.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Awesome. Very cool.
Before I get to the 8022, we will mention that if you have your standard Grivery Shark's Foot clip point, we now have G10, orange, black, jade or natural, and carbon fiber. You're retailing at $75 for these and $50 for the G10. So you can take your knife and upgrade it.
Yeah. And I think we have those as well as some standoffs.
You do.
At the Knife Center right now, or at least we did.
You did.
When I left here yesterday.
You bought more over the weekend. It's okay.
Oh, excellent.
So not only that, but you can keep your back spacer, but if your colors don't match, maybe you don't want green and orange.
Right.
So you might want to get either the steel standoffs or the tie standoffs.
Nice. So
And
folks can anno those
yes,
if they want.
you can anno those, and then that's what this shows. Yeah, I'm the only guy carrying a serrated Shark's Foot. Okay, this is my knife. I upgraded it to the carbon fiber and then the standoff, so you get that kind of custom look.
Nice.
People are loving that.
Very
The
cool.
big talk of the show for me is the 8022. Why did I make this 8022? People have wanted an in-house 8020.5. Honestly, I can't make
that size,
Yeah,
what
they
you're
want
saying.
this
Yeah.
size. They want this. I can't make this knife better than it's made in Taiwan. I can only make it more expensive
Right.
because it's made in
Right.
America. What good is that? So I wanted to do a knife that had the attributes of this knife, but the improvements that I was looking for. So came the 8022. These are made for the show in customs only. We hope to do an in-house production. These are fat carbon fiber magna cut. We'll probably produce it in titanium and in G10. The locking area has been modified, so we do not need a liner.
Okay.
So I can keep it light. And for me, the most interesting part is the integral backspacer pocket clip that is reversible.
Yeah.
So then you're truly left-handed, right-handed. You pop one pin out, slide it out, flip it, put it in, you're good to go.
I mean, to make it's such an ambidextrous locking system.
Yes.
I appreciate that you went with something like that. And that's an impressive, you were telling me it was like, what, an hour and a half of milling time for one clip?
Well, it's wire EDM cut.
Okay.
The wire EDM moves slower than anything you've ever seen.
Right.
You know, but it's the most accurate cutting in the world.
Yeah.
And it's precise, and it's the only way that I know to do this. I'm working on a way to do it because I need to get the time down, otherwise it's going to be too expensive. I want to hit a price point with this knife. But these are my first 12 I've made, and we'll get them. They'll be better, and as we go.
Very cool.
Real happy about that design. It's coming out very well.
So is it going to be just this blade shape on this knife, or are you playing around with some other options as well?
We'll probably do other blade options because I like a variety of blades.
Sure.
So I like to see them in the knives. But this is just our first go at it. And I have a lot of prototypes of this, and this is what I started with just for this show. So it could evolve.
Yeah, of course.
It's pretty close.
Well, these feel really good in the hand, a little bit thicker than the 20.5s. So if you think those are a little too thin for you, these could be a good place to look.
I wanted it a little thicker in the hand. I have kind of a big hand, and I just needed a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more girth. Feels great, man. You're gonna be able to push through some cuts with this.
Yep.
Really nicely. And of course, you got the finger safe operation of the shark lock. Love it. Very cool, man.
Also for the show, we finally brought it back, the 8010. This isn't the old 8010, now it's the 8010M is our working name, modified. It has the new patented locking mechanism that is the successor to the triad lock patent. If I was with Cold Steel, we probably would have done this. But since I'm on my own, it's my patent, so I'm making it. So it allows me to, there's some redesigning, but it allows me to make all my classics with this type of lockback system.
Gotcha.
So it
differs from the original triad lock how?
Yes. Well, I can show you if you.
We don't have to get too into the weeds.
No, let's not do it.
I'm curious.
I will tell you that the couple of the weak points in the triad lock, not that they're weak points, but points that could be improved. As far as the mating surfaces of the lock have been improved, so I have a lot more lock contact, surface area, and engagement. In theory, it's all better, but the triad lock really is still one of the best things ever in the world. It's hard to beat.
It's not even blowing smoke. It is incredibly strong.
Yes.
And this is going to be even stronger, you're saying?
I believe that this will prove to be stronger than my old 8010s that were still probably the strongest knives I've ever tested.
Right.
But they keep the look with slight modification in here, and these are the first 4 made, and they do feature the new patent number. So we're really excited. I don't know where we're going to go with this. These are just full custom, but I'd like to do an MG line in-house.
Sure.
Maybe we'll take it to Taiwan, I don't know. But there's a lot of potential for that.
Very cool to see.
So, finally, hey, I love fixed blades. I'm known as a folder guy, but I love fixed blades.
Speak my language.
So, my AD15 was a really great handle, great blade. So I took that into a fixed blade. We're doing this in 3 variations. It'll be, firstly, the sheath and the handle are made in Taiwan. We'll import those. We'll make an in-house, American-made Magna Cut blade. Those are in production now.
Very nice.
And we'll also, at the same time, we'll be making the blade imported in 10A and in D2. So you'll have this in 3 tiers. The 10A and the D2 are slated to be $150 retail price. The Magna Cut made in-house, made in America, will be $250. And it'll have a variety of sheath colors. Some cool sporty stuff. You know, what makes the difference between a military knife or a tactical knife and an outdoor knife? To me, probably nothing, but the overall appearance, sometimes. You know? Hey, if you're a kayak guy or a hiking guy, maybe you want this, or an ocean guy, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be like an overbuilt knife to just be, you know, if you like a military look, you can get it in black or whatever.
Well, this thing, a versatile blade is a versatile blade.
Yes.
It's going to work because it's versatile.
Right. So to me, it's the cross section, it's the 5-inch blade, it's the drop point. It really can do it all.
Yeah.
You don't have to say this is an outdoors knife or this is a military knife. This is every knife. If you need a knife that size, this is the one. And you can make it look sporty or non-threatening or more military or tactical. And we're really excited about that. The sheath is patent pending. It will not dull your knife like most plastic sheaths will. This is straight nylon, no glass filling.
Okay,
the glass filling is what, when you draw your knife out,
that's what
your knife will always sometimes scratch forward. If you do this on nylon or a glass full nylon 3 times, that thing will not shave hair. So, but you need the glass filling because they warp.
Right.
or they'll be too flexible.
Right.
So we solve that by having glass-filled nylon frame,
right,
and then straight nylon panels. And you can take it apart, you can clean it. You know, if your sheath, if it's riveted, if that gets filled with, if any dirt in it, you are
done, yeah.
pissed for life, because every time you open this thing, your knife is scratched.
So these are going to remain, you can take it apart.
Yeah,
They're not
you
going
can
to be solid rivets.
No, you can take this apart.
Nice.
You can, we're going to have accessories that go on it, clips or belt hangers, different things. And you can change up the colors. You know, we'll offer, you know, you might want gray on this. You know, we can do all that. We'll have variations of the colors.
I like the way you kept the bolt on the back captive like that.
Yeah,
or
they're flat.
Stationary. So
they're
you
like double
do
D
that.
or D.
Yeah.
Double D, it's even better. Two on each, right? One each side here.
Yeah,
so that won't spin on you.
Very cool. That way you only need one driver to take that apart, not two.
One Phillips head.
Very, very cool. Yeah, that is a design that's going to work everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Very cool. Very cool. Expected timeline for those, you think?
We will be receiving, KnifeCenter will be receiving these slated to be in AUS 10A, or as I say 10A. It should land late this year before Christmas.
Very cool.
You'll be receiving the first order. So,
I love it. I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, that's all we've got to check out right now. 3V 20.5s at the site right now. More of this stuff coming later. We've got the scales now as well. We'll make sure to go in and leave links in the description so you can go check those out. Keep sticking around for more Blade Show coverage. Andrew,
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.